And why is he talking to our hero and heroine like that? Ugh, our sweet Finny is so upset. Of course, every evil side character has a jerk of a side guy who defends her unconditionally. This venomous witch, she definitely just used this method to get the hero's attention. She'll be disappointed, though. The comments was getting increasingly aggressive, but I managed to piece together the entire backstory. This world was the setting for a decades-old, trope-filled romance novel. It featured the whole spectrum: high school romance, broken hearts, a chase the heroine and burn in hell arc, and a lot of emotional abuse. The hero, Alex Donovan, was the long-lost son of an old-money New York elite family. He'd met the heroine, Finny Cole, in an orphanage. They reunited in high school and were deeply in love, secretly pining for each other. I, the villainous side character, wanted Alex because he was the campus hottie. I repeatedly used money to humiliate him, trying to force him into a relationship with me. I also secretly targeted and framed Finny, forcing her to transfer schools in disgrace. Alex never forgave me for that. And so, after he was reunited with his elite family, the revenge began. He systematically destroyed my family's business. But that wasn't enough. He then forced me to marry him. I was locked in a dark room, abused, physically and mentally, until I became a shivering, broken mess, begging for his attention like a dog. It was at that point that Alex and Finny reunited. Their old flame reignited, but Alex didn't want Finny to know about my existence, or his dark side. In the end, he burned me alive. I shivered, pulling my eyes away from the screen, a cold dread creeping up my spine. The way the comments described me and these events, it felt off. Yes, I had a crush on Alex. I was particularly drawn to his cool, aloof, and ridiculously handsome face, especially when he wore his wire-rimmed glasses. He looked exactly like a cold, genius scholar from one of my favorite animes, so I started observing him. I wondered why he was so tall yet so skinny, why he always skipped the cafeteria, eating only a stale roll at his desk. Even though he clearly looked like he was struggling financially, why hadn't he applied for the school's financial aid program? I even had my dad's assistant, Brandon Davies, check with the school to see if there was some administrative oversight. Brandon's reply was shocking. Alex Donovan doesn't meet the school's need-based requirements, and he hasn't applied. However, his family's finances aren't bad, but his parents are inexplicably harsh on him. They make him sleep on the porch, even though they have an extra room, and he works every night at the street market just to earn his tuition. The counselors tried a home visit, worried about his stress affecting college applications, but it didn't help. I was horrified. Alex was having a genuinely awful life. After a week of surveillance, I dragged my best friend from the next class to the street market to support him. Alex was selling fancy, homemade layered puddings and mochi cakes. When I arrived, his booth was empty. He hadn't sold a thing. I intended to buy everything he had, but I reached into my bag and realized my phone had been stolen. Just as I started to panic, I made eye contact with Alex. My nerves shot through the roof. I don't know what came over me, but I whipped out my Amex Black card. The words flew out of my mouth. How much is the whole booth? I'll buy you. Crap. I was so nervous I completely misspoke. I bit my lip, scrambling to explain. No, Alex, I meant, how much for all of this? I'll take it all. Alex's face grew colder by the second. I felt desperate and my words tumbled out. I don't mean anything by it. It's just, if you're having financial trouble, I could cover your tuition. That way, you wouldn't have to work so hard and you'd have more time to study. College applications are really important. I was being as careful as I possibly could. I'd never been this tentative in my life, but Alex still erupted in anger. He looked at me with cold disgust. Stella Hart, do you think this is a joke? What do your finances have to do with me? You pulled the same stunt with the student body president in 9th grade. Were you following me just for this moment? Did you